The next step is we need to begin darkening all of this, but we don't really want to darken her hair anymore or her arms. But everything else, yeah, we need to take it down a notch, including this dress. So if we switch over to our finished product, you notice that we have a smart object that has all this information merged on one layer, and then a camera raw filter with a little bit of black here. And this is where I painted over the hair and the arms with black, so this adjustment didn't affect that. White reveals, that means white. Everywhere that's white, what we're doing takes effect, but black conceals. So let's go ahead and do that, but let me show you in the camera raw. Again, this is working with smart objects. This is the beauty of it. I can open up this camera raw layer and see that I didn't change the exposure. I moved the contrast up a little, add the blacks down a little, and then dehaze up. The only other thing I did was in here in the effects, I did some post-crop vignetting. And that means I'm darkening the outer edge. And, you know, that's what happened here. So I'm going to hit cancel. And we're not going to do exactly the same. And if you have a different image, your settings are going to be different. But we'll create a new layer, Shift-Option-Command-N, and then Shift-Option-Command-E to merge everything on that layer. And then you're going to right-click and turn this into a smart object. And I'm going to use this shortcut. And my wife's going to answer the phone call, hopefully. And then here we have our opportunity to use Camera Raw. And that's under Filter, Camera Raw, wherever that is, right there. And I have set up my handy-dandy shortcut for that. You go ahead and open up Camera Raw. And remember, we took the contrast over a little bit. We moved the blacks up a little bit and took dehaze quite a ways. And then I think it was up in the 70s. But this is seasoned to taste, and it doesn't mean that you only move those 3 sliders. Every image is different, and I could have worked on this differently as well. I didn't find the perfect settings. I just went with my gut right here in my eyes. Didn't affect anything else. Came over here. The post-crop vignette. See the outside get a little darker? And pull this up. And then I actually adjusted these a little bit, just trying to find, you know, the sweet spot for everything. And, you know, we'll say that's good. We hit the letter P to preview. There's before, here's after. See how we're bringing out a lot of contrast? But also notice, look at her arms and her hair. Gets much, much too dark. So the last step after we click OK is to zoom in here. I'm going to hit Command 1 to go full size, hold down the space bar to get the hand tool, and move her up. And then making sure I'm not on this layer, but I'm on the mask. This is the mask for the Camera Raw filter, and this is a smart filter. Means it's not affecting anything permanently. Now we can get our black paintbrush, and actually we can go ahead and select her. Command click, and then all this other stuff selected, but I just want to paint over the hair and her arms. So I need a far smaller, need a real hard brush and much smaller. Say maybe about like that. And then get in here and just, and again, whoa. Oh, I'm painting with white, that's why. I'm gonna hit X to exchange those colors, or you can hit D for the default colors and X to exchange, or you can just double click on this to get default, swap them out there, however you wanna do it. X means exchange, D means default, okay? So I wanna paint with black because black conceals. I wanna take that mask off of her arm. Oh, I'm painting with low opacity. I want to paint with full on intensity and not multiply, just normal. Now we're going to bring back the color of her arm. And again, we can do a lot better job of being careful, zooming in and making sure everything's done just right. And here I want to get around the outside of her hair. Bring back some of those details, some of those highlights, because we don't want her hair to be completely just a blob of black. Okay, we got around the outside and gonna just come in a little bit and then make this brush bigger. Again, Control and Option, drag it to the right to make it bigger, and I'm just gonna paint over the rest of this. So now you can see we have more detail in the hair coming back, and if I hold down Shift and click on the mask, holding down Shift and click, that's what we had before. That's what we have after. Look at her arms. Look at her hair. So much better. Command D to deselect. And we have, Command 0, we have taken this and started to make it feel a little more inviting, doesn't it? Huh? Okay, lots more to go.